Hey guys, I'm back and just wanted to show you something really awesome. And I already did part two of this, but I by accident deleted part one. And here is part one of the Terminator 2 mobile assault vehicle. So I was really supposed to upload this a year ago, but I already shot part two for you guys, which is kind of the longest part. I gotta, take out the figure off my shelf and then set it up, make sure, nothing gets broken and all of that, and maneuver this iPad around. And this is one of my favorite parts, is just talking about the box or just talking about the toy, where I don't really have to move it around. But this is it. This is the Terminator 2 mobile assault vehicle from 1991. And Terminator 2 is probably one of my favorite movies. I think, in my opinion, I think this is probably one of the coolest Arnold Schwarzenegger toy lines from this time period. And to be honest with you, and I covered in part two, I just think altogether, I'm just very surprised this was not as successful as it was when it came out. We all know about Terminator 2. We all know about how much of a groundbreaking film it was. But, I mean, I just love, straight up, is just this box art. I mean, this is just reminds me of the 90s to me right now, and just reminds me of my childhood. And also, I also love that, in my opinion, that I think these toys still hold up better than, the Hot Toys and, McFarlane, NECA. I don't really know too much about them. I know they're highly detailed and articulated, but I just feel like we live in an age now where everyone wants that high detailed and articulated toy. But when you think of the history of action figures, the arms come apart, they come with, a grappling hook, and I just think this is so much cooler, in my opinion, because this is original, and in my opinion, you can't beat original, especially something like this. The rumor around the block was that, a lot of parents didn't want their kids to have these toys because they were rated R, and then collectors had to jump in and say, oh, well, they're not movie accurate, but still, I mean, a lot of the vintage Star Wars toys aren't really as movie accurate as they make them now, but I mean, they just were one of the most successful toy lines of the 1980s and late 70s. So, if you think about that for a second, it kind of doesn't make sense that someone would say that about this, but I love it. I love the packaging. I love, the whole, launches missile attack, and, I love the box art. I did find out a few months ago, and there are some videos up there about it, but the RoboCop and the Ultra Police line were originally supposed to come out with this toy, I believe, first, but it got scrapped, so they completely released it for the Terminator 2 line. And I just think that's awesome, because I could fit some of the villains from the not Terminator, RoboCop and the Ultra Police line in this vehicle, which I think is really awesome. It was originally going to be called the Vandal 1, but got scrapped. And I'll actually post a link on the description box of this video. Another thing I wanted to cover, a good time to review this now. We got another Terminator film coming out, Genesis. Not really looking forward to see it. I think I might wait out on this one. I think a lot of people are, because they're really trying to kind of tamper with 1 and 2. It's making it a mess. I don't know why. I think 1 and 2 are masterpieces, but Hollywood, they just like to sink out money. But speaking of Terminator, I loved Salvation. I thought Salvation was a great film. I just feel like it was just too much for someone who is not really a sci-fi fan like myself. I think we could have just needed the future war. It could have been an hour and a half, and boom, we just see Kyle Reese go back in time. That's what they should have done. And I think it would have ended a great note on the series, but they're trying to reboot it. It's just a complete mess. But anyways, going back to the toy, that's another reason why I pulled this out, because Terminator Genesis. Even though I'm not a fan of it, I'm planning on seeing it in theaters. I feel like it gives me a good excuse to kind of finally wrap up this Terminator 2 vehicle. Since then, I only need one more Terminator 2 piece. It is the Bio Flesh Regenerator. And I'm looking forward to finally getting my hands on that. And then I'm done with Terminator 2. I have Future War in this toy line. Great toy lines to collect. Affordable. If you are an Arnold Schwarzenegger fan and love Terminator, my opinion, I would go for the Kenner stuff, because just the name alone, Kenner, I mean, it carries a legacy in itself, as you all know. But anyways, stay tuned for part 2, and see you all soon. Bye.